Alright, we got UFC 308, finally. Feels like we've been waiting for so long for this fight, for this whole card. It has potential to not only be the best main card of the year. Yes, this main card could top 300 in my opinion. Not the prelims, obviously. Nothing's topping UFC 300 prelims. We will never get that shit again, ever. But the main card is just as stacked. So I'm going to do a prediction and breakdown for each fight, every single one. Is there even a women's fight on this card? I don't think there is, bro. This card is insane. Peak MMA right here. Starting off this historic card with some 205 nobodies. Ibo Aslan taking on Rafael Sequeira. Yeah, I'm going to go Rafael Sequeira. Both these guys pretty untested. I think it's Rafael's debut into the UFC, while Ibo has, I think, one fight. I just don't think he looks fast at all. He looks super slow and plotty. And, yeah, I don't think he's that good at grappling either. So he just likes to stand and kickbox. While Rafael seems pretty well-rounded. I mean, he seems really fucking dangerous on the feet. I don't know if it's just because the level of competition he's been facing, but he has so many just KOs where he'll kick them in the fucking stomach and they just go down. Liver kick, you're done. Yeah, this guy's fucking dangerous. Let's be real. We don't know how any of these guys are, so it could go either way. But I think Rafael looks way better, way faster, just better everywhere. So yeah, I'm going to go him. Next, we have Rinat Fakhretdinov taking on Carlos Leal. Again, Carlos Leal making his debut into the UFC, I'm pretty sure. And he seems all right. It's his debut. He seems all right. He's from the PFL, so pretty good level of competition over there. It's definitely a lot better than some of these other organizations. But I'm definitely going to go Rinat here. I'm still impressed with Rinat. I know a lot of people were a bit worried about how hard it was for him to beat Nicky Gall, or whatever his name is. Ricky Gall, I don't even know, man. But the last guy he fought, okay, that guy was pretty good. I mean, I didn't really know who he was until that fight. But yeah, he had a competitive fight with that guy. The only blemish on his record is a loss, or no, not a loss, a draw against Zalewski dos Santos, who's a crazy crafty vet who's been tested by so many people, beat and lost to the who's who of the division. I hate saying that, I'm sorry. But yeah, he's really good, so it's not like it's a bad thing to draw to him. I'm worried about Rinat's gas tank. His gas tank has looked a little bad some fights, maybe being that fight. Maybe that's the fight I'm thinking of. But I think his wrestling will pull through. He's going to do the take. He's very smart. He always shoots for takedowns towards the end of rounds and tries to steal them. I like when fighters are really trying to win the fights with IQ and not just mindlessly shoot takedowns because they see a good opportunity. I don't know. I like Rinat. He's really good. Pretty good striking. He has a lot of experience. Already has 22 pro fights under his name, and he hasn't been in the UFC for that long, so yeah, I think he's going to go far in the UFC. I still believe in Rinat, and I think he'll definitely get this one done. Probably by decision. He's not the biggest finish guy. He's just not. And we have Ismail Naradiev taking on Bruno Silva. I know I butchered that fucking name. I don't care. But I think I'm going to go Ismail because Bruno Silva, man, he's had an unfortunate last few fights, especially his last fight, getting eye poke TKO'd by that dickhead Chris Weidman, man. Like, that was such an embarrassing fight. And then the interview he did with Ariel afterwards. You know you were eye-poking him. You kept fucking sticking your hands out, your fingers out. Just close your fucking fist. It's not that hard. Okay? You wanted to eye-poke him. You wanted him to fear the eye-pokes. You're a douchebag for that. And then you claim afterwards that you were eye-poked worse. Not that Bruno Silva isn't good and can't win this, but I just think his gas tank is fucking terrible. He's super low output. He's super plotty. They all kind of can just mean the same thing, but it's all true. This dude just doesn't throw enough. He's a terrible grappler, so he's not going to fucking out-grapple Ismail. And Ismail's very fast, very powerful. He's had good level of competition in the UFC so far, so I'm impressed with him, and I think he's going to get this one done by probably knockout. Bruno Silva has proved that if he starts facing adversity and starts getting hurt, he kind of just stands there and just lets it happen, and I think he'll let a finish happen. I really do. I think Ismail can get this one done by KO, be the first KO of the night. And yeah, I'm going to go with him. I'm not going to spend too much time in these picks, man. These little, like, lower level fights. There's just too many fights on this card. And we have Farid Basharat taking on Victor Hugo. I think Victor Hugo's making his UFC debut. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. And I'm going to go Basharat here. I think he's just better everywhere. He's super well-rounded. Victor Hugo has really good, I think this is him. I think I'm thinking of the right guy. He has really good ground game, really dangerous submissions, but I don't think Basharat's been subbed many times in his career, and as long as he plays it safe and just sticks to the game plan, he shouldn't get subbed. I'm very scared he will. But no, he's very well-rounded, really good striker. I think he's really good. I just watched a Volk video where Volk told a funny story about him holding him back, trying to attack MVP. So, yeah, I'm going to go Basharat. I think he's just slightly better everywhere, and I think his grappling will really come through in this fight. He'll be able to control Victor Hugo, because Victor Hugo is not the biggest wrestler. Like, he's a good jiu-jitsu guy and submission artist. He can't really wrestle as well as Basharat, I think. And I think that'll be his big downfall here. Probably go to decision. I think a lot of these fights, sadly, will go to decision on the prelims. Then we have Kennedy Nzechukwu fighting a short notice opponent. And Chris Barnett, his fucking house got taken down by a hurricane, apparently. So he's back now after pulling out of that fight last week or the week before. Yeah, and I have to pick Chris Barnett, guys, for the memes. Again, I picked him against fucking one of the Taffa bros he was going to fight. And now the fucking bum himself, Justin Taffa, pulled out of this fight. Again, the Taffa bros are bums. They're fat bums. I don't know why you guys think they're good. They're terrible, all right? They suck, both of them. They will never win a fight by decision. They will only win by knockout. They will gas every time. But yeah, Justin pulled out, so Chris Barnett had to jump in, his big ass. And I'm picking him for the memes. I don't give a fuck. Kennedy Nzechukwu is terrible. Chris Barnett is terrible, but I think if they both gas, Chris Barnett not being in there for the past 2 years, fucking house just got destroyed, he needs money. Who's going to have the dog, all right? It's going to be Chris Barnett, all right? He's going to get it done by spinning head kick KO, okay? Then we have Abus Nurmagomedov taking on Bruno Ferreira. And this is the easiest pick of my fucking life. Give me Ferreira every single time, okay? I'm not picking against Ferreira. He's so exciting, so powerful, so big for the weight class, so good everywhere. I ain't saying he's going to be no champ, but he's good, okay? And I'm definitely not picking him against Abus, or I'm definitely not picking Abus, okay? Abus Nurmagomedov? Is that even his last name? I don't even know. He's trash. He gasses in every fight he's in. He's so low output. He's not good at grappling. He just has mid-striking and is carried by that Nurmagomedov name. Give me Bruno Ferreira by knockout. Now, I'm going to break this fight down because nothing has happened yet, but I'm pretty sure it's off, okay? Said Nurmagomedov versus Daniel Santos. Apparently, he's out. Apparently, it's over. I think Charles Johnson's trying to get in there, even though he fought, like, the most recent card he just fought. But, I mean, props it for him if he wants to save the fight, because I'm really excited to see Said fight. He's really good. I really like watching him fight. And this was a banger fight. I'm really sad, man. And I did a lot of work to break it down. But I think no matter what, I'm going to go with Said. I was going to go with Said against Daniel anyway. So I'm going to go Said no matter what happens. The fight's probably off. I don't think they're going to let Charles Johnson step in on that short of notice after just fighting. It's just not safe. Especially since they just gave him a robbery decision win. They clearly like him. So, yeah. Rip. It was a good fight. And we have Mateus Rebecki versus Urubai, the caveman himself. And I'm actually going to pick against the caveman. I am. I'm going to go Mateus Rebecki. And I think he's just a bit bigger and stronger. And he's going to be able to get the better of the grappling situations a lot, I think. I think he's going to be able to outstrength and outdo Urubai in a lot of moments. A lot more than people think. And I really just think people are picking Urubai because he's cool, because they know him. I'm going to be real, I almost did that, but no, then I actually just watched some Rebecca fights. This guy's a fucking dog. He's constantly throwing crazy high output on the feet, has really good takedown defense, super stocky. He's not that short. He's just super strong and stocky. And I think, yeah, I think he's going to get this one done, probably by decision. Not that Urubai is not good and can't win this, but you got to pick against these big name, big hype trains sometimes because they're not always going to win. I want Urubai to win. I do. He's cool. Rebecca has a hairline that just he needs to give up on. Either go to Turkey or shave it, man. It's simple as that. But yeah, we're going to go Rebecca by decision. I know a lot of people are picking Urubai, so yeah, give me that. Then we have Jeff Neal versus Rafael dos Anjos. And I'm gonna be real. I've seen a few people picking Dos Anjos here, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not saying Dos Anjos cannot win fights at the top level anymore. But what are we doing? Jeff Neal is gonna knock this motherfucker out. He's gonna fucking make it look easy. He has crazy brick wall takedown defense. He doesn't get he's just not gonna get controlled and beat. I don't believe it. He looked like a retard in the Ian Gary fight because he was one. He fought like an idiot. He could have knocked Ian out if he just went for it. Ian has no real knockout power. He just doesn't. I just think that Jeff Neal has fists of fucking steel. Obviously, it's his nickname. And he's going to use it. He's not going to be afraid. He's going to learn from that Jeff Neal fight. He's going to realize after watching it back, I could have knocked this motherfucker out. I could have hit him so many times. I just decided to be plotty for no reason after coming off one of the best performances of my life against Shavkat. It makes no sense. Jeff Neal is only good when he wants to be, and I think tonight he will want to, not tonight, the night he will want to be, okay? And Dos Anjos is done. He's old. He should just retire. Yeah, give me Jeff Neal by knockout. He has to get a knockout, especially since it's been a while. Come on. Now we have Sharaputin Nurmagomedov, the douchebag who assaults untrained people himself. I get it. He looks like a pirate. He's kind of cool, but I will be picking Armen Petrosyan to beat him, to end the hype train for once and all. Okay, no. Shara's good. He's going to continue to do great things, but I think he's going to lose this one. Armen Petrosyan he's literally just Shara, but more tested, slightly bigger, slightly faster. I don't think his kicks are as good. I don't think his range management is as good. I think Shara's really good. He fucking kicks like he's throwing a jab. He's insane on the feet, obviously. I don't need to say much more about that. But none of these guys can grapple, so it's going to be straight up kickboxing. And I think Shara, who's shown to get hit a lot, he's been hit a lot, especially in that Bruno Silva fight. He was getting fucking his head pinged back. Okay, he has a chin. He can take the punishment, but you only can take it for so long, okay? Armen Petrosyan hits like a fucking truck. He's been tested against some really good guys. He's beat a lot of great guys. And I think he's going to probably beat Shara by decision. I mean, I'm stupid for saying this because who am I kidding? They're probably just going to rob him and give Shara the decision anyway. I don't think he'll knock Shara out, but I do think he's going to expose him here. He's going to outdo him on the feet, with the hands at least. Not with the kicks, but yeah, he's going to outbox him, and he's going to land more damaging strikes, and he's going to win this fight. I'm calling it. All right, moving on to what I thought would be the featured fight of the card, but unless the order is just wrong, it probably is, because there's no way this isn't the featured fight. It has to be. Magomed Ankalaev taking on Alexander Rakic. Yeah, this one's a big one. Magomed has the most pressure he's ever had, on him in his UFC career. The amount of shit he has talked and the amount of shit his fans have talked, that this is the guy to knock out and end Alex Pereira, expose his grappling. This dude has 0 subs in the UFC. Shut the fuck up. All right, I know what you're saying, though. He's going to take him down and ground and pound him and finish him. Shut up, okay? Magomed is not going to do shit to Alex Pereira. He's way too good for him. But I do think Magomed is going to beat Alexander Rakic. I did want to pick Rakic. I hate Magomed. He's an NPC who doesn't fucking say anything, doesn't try to sell fights at all. But damn is he entertaining to fucking watch. He is a good-ass striker. One of the best Dagestani strikers I've ever seen in my life. The best. No, he is the best, okay? He actually has killer instinct when he's striking. He's so powerful. so fast, and when he smells blood, he goes for it. I will admit he's a bit plotty until he lands a powerful shot and realizes he has you hurt, or at least thinks he has you hurt. Until he gets you hurt, he's a bit plotty. I will say that. So if Rakic can get a fast start and hurt him early, especially with the leg kicks, fuck up his movement, I see a pretty easy path to victory for Rakic here by decision, especially only being a 3-rounder. If you let the fucking first round get away from you and let Rakic win it, it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be really hard, but I have to go Magomed here. I think just there's a burning rage inside this man that wants to fight Alex Pereira, wants to fight for the belt, even though he already did. Why are people crying like this guy didn't already get a title shot? He fought Jan and lost, all right? Calm down. All right, he didn't lose. It was a draw, and maybe he should have won it, but fuck off. I don't care, all right? He already had a title shot. Calm down. He beat Johnny Walker, okay? He's lucky to get a title shot off this win. But Magomed is on one crazy-ass win streak. His only loss is really a draw and some weird circumstances in other fights, like really bad stoppages and instant rematches against that one guy. I don't know, man. I just think Rakic is going to come in here and look even worse than he did against Yuri. He was coming off some inactivity and looked so good, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. If anything, it's going to make it worse because now that he's active, now that he's fought one of the best people in the weight class, did everything he could, threw everything he had at him, was landing it all just to not work and get finished. That must be such a soul-crushing reality to have to accept, and I don't think it's going to go good. I want to pick Rakic here, I really do, but I just think Magomed has so much pressure, so much spite, such a burning passion to get through this fight and get his title shot that he knows he has earned. So I have to go with him. Probably by decision. I don't think he's going to finish Rakic in 3 rounds. If it was 5 rounds, I'd go by finish, but I think it'll just be a fucking 3-round war. Let's be real. Then we have Lerone Murphy taking on Dan Ige, the star, the new appointed star after taking that short notice fight. Everybody knows Dan Ige. Everyone likes him now. And yeah, I'm picking against him. I'm going to have to be the bearer of bad news, boys. Lerone Murphy is up next in this weight class, okay? This dude is one of the most well-rounded people in the weight class. His striking could use work, and I do think he'll probably get somewhat outboxed, at least, out-kickboxed by Dan Ige. But here's the difference. Lerone can fucking wrestle, okay? He's going to mix in the takedowns per round. He's going to get ground and pound off. He's going to beat the fuck out of Ige when he gets him down. And yeah, if he can't get Ige down, obviously Ige is going to out-damage, strike Lerone pretty easily, I think. But Lerone is a good striker. He can do this, okay? He's very powerful, very tested as of now, especially coming off that Edson Barboza fight. I think that really gave him some confidence, especially being his first main event. That definitely helped him. And he proved he can go 5 rounds, no problem. So I don't think cardio is going to be a problem. If anything, Dan Ige has shown pretty bad cardio in a lot of fights. Not the Diego fight, obviously. It was short notice. But yeah, I have to go Lerone here. I think this will be decision. I think both of them have really good chins. I don't think anyone's getting finished. And they're not submission artists. They don't really get subs. So give me Lerone Murphy by decision. I think that's the safest bet here. Now, finally, the co-main event. Probably the best co-main/main event. Just such a good pairing of fights. These 4 fighters are all legends, killers, champion-level fighters. It's just amazing. We're spoiled right now. This weekend's going to be insane, guys. And this is probably the hardest fight to pick. I know y'all thinking, what? No, Max versus Illia definitely is. No, this fight is harder. Because what do y'all think is going to happen? These Hamzat fans, these Borgs fans, that shit's so corny. The wolf is hungry. Shut the fuck up. That shit is so corny. Like, I just don't understand. Do y'all think he's going to go in there and sub Robert Whittaker in the first round, who's never been subbed in the UFC, maybe never even in MMA history? This dude don't get subbed. He doesn't have a neck. His ground game is insane. His awareness of where he is on the ground and how to protect his neck and just get out of bad situations and survive is amazing. He's never been really, like, even close to getting subbed ever. I can't remember. And then I go, okay, so they think he's going to take him down in round 1 and then TKO him with punches. He couldn't do that to Usman, the 170er, who, if anything, should be taking these strikes worse than Robert Whittaker would. So I just don't understand how people think Khamzat is going to, finish him easily in the first round. I just don't get that. I could see it maybe in the second or third, a TKO from Khamzat. But I also just think Khamzat's going to gas towards the end. I know I just said this fight's super hard to pick, and I'm making it sound easy by dissing Khamzat, but Khamzat's dangerous. In the first round, he's a killer. With all that energy, he's going to take you down guaranteed no matter what. He's going to run at you. It's not going to matter no matter what you do. He's going to get you down, okay? He is. He's going to get Robert Whittaker down in the first round. But I think that Robert Whittaker is going to survive. He's going to survive round 2. And then he's going to survive round 3. And he's going to get up in round 3. I think he's going to start hurting Khamzat in round 3. And if they can take it to round 4, Khamzat has no chance. He's going to get TKO'd, finished just by exhaustion, okay? Maybe Khamzat's going to come back and look the best he ever has. That could really happen. That could be true, but be real, guys. He's looked the same in all these fights. His gas tank always gives out on him. He always ends up gassing no matter what, just because he doesn't know how to pace himself. He's too emotional in there, and I think Robert Whittaker is going to get this one done. Yeah, I think he's... I know I'm being a bit, he's not going to KO him just because he KO'd Ikram, okay? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Robert Whittaker does not KO people, okay? He doesn't KO anyone. He has pillow hands, okay? He also has a terrible fucking chin. But I don't think Khamzat hits as hard as people think he does. He couldn't knock out Burns with some of the most flush hooks and uppercuts landed of all time that he's ever landed on anyone. He can't knock people out. He doesn't have that good of power in his hands. And now he's fighting up a weight class. That was 170. This is 185. They take shots a lot better here. They hit a lot harder. And I think Whittaker is just going to show his crafty vetness. I think he's going to prove his experience matters. His fucking resume matters. And I think the Khamzat train is finally going to end here. His fans are finally going to be hit with the harsh truth and reality that your boy cannot fucking go 3 rounds. How are you going to be a champion if you can't go 3 rounds at least? So yeah, I'm going to go Robert Whittaker by either 3rd or 4th round TKO stoppage. Just from Khamzat's pure exhaustion, I don't even think it'll be that impressive of a KO. I think that Khamzat will just gas himself. Yeah, and I do think there's a chance that Whittaker just folds. He gets scared by the big old boogeyman staring at him before he runs across the cage at him. And he folds under the pressure like he has a lot of times. But Whittaker seems like he seems different even before the Ikram fucking KO. Ever since that DDP loss, he does not want to be made to look like that again. He doesn't want to be made to look chinny. He doesn't want to be made to look weak. He wants to prove that he's that fucking guy that can stop the baddest man in the division, and I think he's gonna do it. I pray to God he does. I love Robert Whittaker, man. Alright, moving on to the main event. I'm not even going to talk about it much because I'm going to do a full video that I'm going to upload tomorrow probably, just breaking down this whole fight in depth. But, dude, what a fight, man. This is the fight of the decade. I don't care. The fight of the century, call it. It doesn't matter. This fight's going to be insane. It's going to live up to the hype. Guaranteed. Because both these guys, this isn't a situation where, oh, Arman turns the Oliveira fight into kind of boring because he just control wrestles him to a safe decision, okay? That's not going to happen here. These guys are going to want to fucking stand and bang with each other and kill each other. They hate each other. There's real beef here. Max is annoyed by this little fucker thinking he's the new guy in the fucking yard. And he is. He is the new guy in the yard by definition. But I just think, oh, it's such a hard fight to pick. I think that Max Holloway can get this done. And I think he's going to get this done. I think he's going to, similar to my last prediction, I think he's going to drown Illia. He's going to demolish him and just override his brain with volume striking. And again, if you think Illia is going to knock out Max, the man who took Josh Emmett to a decision, the man who couldn't KO Josh Emmett, I don't care how bad he did him. I don't care how many times he dropped him. Stop letting him stand up, you dumbass. Maybe would have got the finish. And I get it. He KO'd Volk. I get it. Volk beat fucking Max 3 times. It doesn't make any sense. But the truth is, I don't want to hear it. Styles make fights. And even though Illia is the shorter opponent and Max struggles with them, he's not as short as Volk. He's about the same height as Max. A little shorter though, so Max is obviously gonna fucking maul him at the stare off, just staring down at his little ass. And I think Illia, like, you guys think he's just gonna get this picture perfect movie moment KO that's gonna knock Max out cold. Like, y'all, we're not in Peaches and Creamville. That's not gonna happen, boys. Sorry to break your fucking wet dream you're having over that shit. It's not gonna happen, okay? This fight's either gonna go to decision or Max is gonna KO Illia. Max is not getting KO'd, and if he does, I will be retiring from YouTube officially. So yeah, give me Max by late round TKO or decision. I think there's a good chance this fight goes to decision. And I know a lot of people are going to fucking cry and say it didn't live up to the hype, but it's going to be one of the most badass wars no matter what. And you know what, no, I don't think it probably will go to decision. I think there's so much emotion, so much dogness, and just so much I want this win so badly from both of these guys that Max is not going to let this shit go to decision. If Illia starts fading in the later rounds and Max smells that shit, especially if he's down on the scorecards in his mind, he is going to unload everything he has. He's going to point to the fucking ground. Illia is not going to want... You just know Illia is going to, like, point to the ground and then try to cheat. He's going to cheat it. He's literally going to cheat Max. He's going to fucking throw 2 shots and then back up and get out of the middle of the octagon. Max is going to look at him like, brother, you're a bitch now? Oh, okay. Like, you're a bitch. You've been a bitch the whole time. Max, please end this pussy Matador's career. Please. So, yeah, that's the whole card, guys. 308. It's going to be one for the fucking 8. It's going to be so good, man. I'm excited. I think it will probably be the best main card of the year. Bo Nickel, man, on that 300 card. That fight sucked, and there's not going to be a single fight on this main card that sucks, I don't think. So, it will be better. Also, the 300 main event was mid. Let's be real. It was anticlimactic just watching Jamal get executed. No one wants to watch that guy fight anymore. Fucking cut him. Talking that shit. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.